All right, so now that we have our amazing, like flawless face, we've put down primer, we've color corrected, put down foundation, concealed, we have this really gorgeous, even skin tone that looks really flawless, but honestly a little flat. We need to put some dimension back into our face, and that's what highlighting, contouring, and blush is all about. It's all about bringing back some dimension and color back into our face after we've evened everything out. So today we're talking about contouring, and I know some people get so nervous when they hear the word contouring. They think it's so complicated, but it's really not. And I'm just gonna cover like the basics of contouring, the main points that you may be interested in contouring. And when you break it down, it's really not that bad. So, what is contouring? If you don't know what contouring is basically creating shadows on your face. Okay, so it's going to help create the illusion of a shadow on your face. Okay, and help with that dimension. So it can also help you appear slimmer because, when people have those nice slender faces, a lot of times they have like the really kind of like hollow cheekbones. And right, what you see is a shadow. That's what you're seeing. When you see the cheekbone or like the hollow cheekbones, what your eyes are seeing is the shadow. So with contouring, we can create that shadow. It's also good at helping minimize things. So I have a larger forehead, so I contour the outside to create a shadow so that this part kind of falls away, and then you can highlight the front part and that will stick out more. You can also contour your nose, so I'll show you how to do that. It's not something I do really that often ever, but I do want to show you the option in case that's what you're looking for, or your chin. Some people will highlight their chin. I like to contour my chin just a little bit. But yes, contouring at the basic of it is just creating shadows to help kind of slender out your face and add dimension back into your face. So how do you pick a contour color? You want to use something that's like 1 to 3 shades darker than your natural skin color, kind of depending on how comfortable you are with blending and contouring in general. The darker, the more different the color is than your skin tone, the more you're going to have to blend, obviously. But there's lots of options, especially with Synogens. Since our cosmetics are creamy, they blend really well, and a couple of the options blend super well. So, first, Moca Java. This is what I'm going to use today. This is the baby step. I think everybody who wants to contour and is new to contouring, this is a great option, not only because you can use it all over, for your eyes. It's a great staple color to have, so you probably have it already. If you don't, you need it. But also because it's not that much different than my skin tone. So if you're lighter skin, this is probably a really great option for you. Now, if you have a little bit darker skin or are more comfortable with blending, Rustic Brown is another great option. As you can see, this is definitely more than 1 to 2 shades darker than my skin, but it's really another really great option. Now, why am I not talking about Garnet? Garnet is this one. Garnet has warm undertones. It has reddish undertones. We're talking about contouring, and contouring is like a shadow. Shadows, when you look outside, the sun, you have a shadow of yourself, a shadow of a tree. Shadows are black, right? So we don't want to use warm colors to create a shadow because that's going to be confusing on the eye. You want something that has cool undertones. So these are cooler to neutral undertones. If you do have Garnet, what you can do is add a little bit of smoked topaz to it to make it cooler, okay? A couple other options that you have for contouring, which are, really good options actually, are our deep concealer. So again, this is our bronze blush sense. Again, this is too warm to use for contour, but it would be in the same tube. Our deep concealer would be a great option because it blends so nicely, or our deep color correcting tinted moisturizer. So you might be thinking why do I need a whole thing of tinted moisturizer just for contouring? But it blends so nicely, so you could buy it once and you'd be set for years. But it blends really nicely. And because the deep color correcting tinted moisturizer, actually, it's color correcting, it will match your skin tone a little bit. So it will, again, blend really nicely because it's so creamy, and also because it's going to help kind of color match to your skin tone. So deep, actually, or like medium to deep, because we do have that middle shade now too. So a couple different options for you there. I'm going to show you Moca Java, but whenever you're picking a shade, remember you want something that has cool undertones. Okay, so we're going to start by just doing half of my face so you can really kind of see the difference. When I do my cheekbones, I'm going to show you the brush I use now. I like to have a like a circular surface because I want to be able to blend it, but like this was a little bit too big of a brush for me because the product would spread into large of an area. So I like having this brush that's a little bit smaller. This is actually a contour and highlight brush from, pretty sure it's Real Techniques. Pretty sure, but that's not on here. But it is a contour and highlight brush. So I use this for contour because it can really kind of keep it concentrated. And then I actually use this side for bronzer. But since it is narrow, it would work really well to kind of pat in between your cheekbones. So how do you know where to apply the contour? You want to put it in the hollow of your cheekbones, okay? And a good way to kind of cheat and figure this out is to use a like pen or marker, whatever you have handy, and draw a line from the corner of your mouth to the top of your ear. Your contour should not go any higher than this. Otherwise, it's going to be, again, confusing for the eye. So you want your contour to stay below this, below your cheekbone. Okay? And you don't want to put it from here to here. Okay, you don't want to run all the way along that pen line. You want to kind of keep it in this middle area. Now, one person I was watching talked about putting it, stopping the line below your pupil, but she also said not to bring it all the way down to your mouth. And my pupil pretty much goes all the way down to my mouth. So I'm going to say like the outer corner of your eye is a good indicator, okay? So like stop it. Don't bring it any further than here, okay? And then you're going to just kind of blend it into your hairline. So the majority of the shadow color will be right here, and you're going to kind of do it in like a little bit of a curve, like almost like a smile underneath your cheek. So you don't have like a really harsh line. So I'm going to go in with my Moca Java and just do 3 little lines. Here, I'll show you with this. So if you're new to this, you would just kind of put it in the center here. Okay. And now first of all, I kind of bring it where I want it by windshield wipering it. And this is where I'm kind of making that curved shape a little bit. And then I go in and I do the circles. So just like on your eyes, when you go back and forth, it kind of spreads the color. And when you do circles, it blends it a little bit. And with ShadowSense, remember it dries fairly quickly. So you just do like one section of your face at a time. Whereas if you use the deep concealer or the color correcting tinted moisturizer, you'll have a little bit more play time. Another option I want to talk to you guys about with the like Rustic Brown, if you have Rustic Brown on hand and you want to try contouring, but you're like, this is really dark for me, this is what I did when I forgot my Moca Java for a wedding I was in. I actually mixed a little bit in with foundation. So not only did it lighten it up a little bit, but it also made it a little bit creamier, so it blended really nicely. Okay. So where else are we going to put our contour? We are going to put it, like I said, on my forehead. Okay. My forehead is a little bit bigger. Okay, so if you have a hairline that's higher up, if you have a little bit of forehead, you're going to want to kind of create a shadow on the edge of your forehead. So I just take like a couple dots. And again, just kind of go back and forth to create the shadow up here and then do the little circles. So you can already tell, like from this side to this side, how much of a difference, like my forehead looks somewhat smaller on this side, okay? Now, quite honestly, I don't usually put like extra product on my chin. Usually I'll just use what's ever left on my brush or just a little bit, like a couple little dots. but my chin sticks out a little bit further. And personally, I just like when it's not quite so obvious, so I put a little bit on there. Okay, and just blend it out. Okay, so let's see. This side compared to this side, there's a lot more dimension going on, right? Okay, so now I'm going to finish these cheeks and forehead, and then we'll go on to the nose. So again, I just kind of spread it and then do little circles to blend it in. And this is why I like the smaller brush, because if I was using the big one and I was trying to do circles to blend it, the color would spread too far. Okay, so I like a smaller one. Try not to let your hair get in there, because sometimes that'll interfere with the blending, but my hair always does. Yeah, a couple up here. So let me know down in the comments if you have ever tried contouring, if you love contouring, or if it's something that scares you. It's not something I do every day, guys. Like, this is just something that takes your makeup to a next level. Like I said, contouring, highlighting, and blush all add that dimension back into your face. So on a day-to-day basis, a lot of times I'll just do blush. But contouring does kind of help you appear a little bit slimmer and just kind of adds a whole nother level. So if you're wanting your nose to appear a little slimmer, what you're going to do is you're going to put, again, we're using shadows, right? So you're going to put a darker line on either side of your nose so that it doesn't look as wide, okay? And then use a little brush to blend it in. Now the great thing about all of our products working so well together, like they're all creamy, if you go in and your contour is too strong, you didn't get it blended well enough, go back in with your foundation brush and you can just like pat over it. You don't need to put more foundation on your brush necessarily, but you can just kind of like pat over where you think it was a little bit too harsh, and it will blend it out because they are made to work together. Okay, so there we go. That is contouring. Not so scary, right? And already, like, my face has dimension back to it. It's not so flat. So next I will be talking to you guys about highlighting in the next video. Bye.